Hey Flex family, this is part two of my Bitcoin for Travelers series. So in this video, we're going to discuss whether Bitcoin is a good investment right now and some critical flaws I see in it. Let's talk about it. All right, so Bitcoin today is seen as digital gold, a hedge against inflation. And by inflation, I mean that your value loses money, buying power over time, right? And the future of money, which it could quite possibly be. But there's a major issue with replacing it as national currencies as I see it. But I'm not an economist, so this is just my personal opinion from thinking about it. One of the key ways governments currently manage economies is by printing money through a process called quantitative easing. So whenever they say quantitative easing or quantitative anything, they're usually manipulating the amount of supply of their currency. This process redistributes value from everyday people to the government without them ever noticing, unlike taxation. That's because with quantitative easing, it's really about taking value, while with taxes, it's a number, right? So you're losing buying power with quantitative easing, while with taxation, you're just losing money. It funds government spending, stabilizes the market, and then the US even boosts big corporations and the money that they hold through investments. But here's where it gets tricky. The US dollar is the reserve currency, right? Meaning that countries hold and trade with it because it's stable. Since World War II, oil is only traded in US dollars, giving the US a unique economic advantage. When the US government prints money or utilizes quantitative easing, the whole world that is holding that money loses value on the amount of US currency it's holding and feels the inflation, not just US citizens. So it essentially is exporting inflation, while non-EU reserve currency countries can't do that. It's a currency hack that has helped fuel the quality of life in the Western world and prevent recessions. It's also why the majority of international businesses, billionaires, and even millionaires live in America. And it also helps fund the H-1B program, in which we get foreign workers at a discount price. Bitcoin, on the other hand, if it was to replace the currency, has a fixed supply. So right now it's printing at a determined rate, but eventually it's not going to print anymore. No government can print more of it. This means no more hidden inflation, but also no more easy ways to manage recessions or fund large-scale projects. So if something goes wrong, a lot of times what they do is print money in order to mask the issues and their inability to handle it. They won't be able to do that anymore. Some say that this would make the economy more stable long-term, while others argue it could lead to deflation and financial crisis. I'm leaning towards initially is actually going to cause problems because they're not going to have an economic model in order to handle this new sort of currency, right? So is Bitcoin a good investment? It depends on where you think the world is heading. Will governments lose control over money? Will decentralized currencies replace fiat? Or will Bitcoin's limits hold it back, right? Will they figure out how to properly use it or evolve it to a point where these issues I describe are not an issue? You decide. I'm not an investment advisor, but if you put your money in the right place, it'll grow over time and fuel your travels. Let me know if you want me to discuss more things like this regarding crypto and investments, because I think that knowing how to invest will save a lot of travelers, especially budget travelers like myself, a lot of headaches. All right, till next time, Flex fam. If you want more videos like this, comment. If not, I'll go back to my regular sort of jive.